Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. You all are gathered. Very good. Are you keeping your books with you? Good. So, last time we were discussing about the proper and the common noun. But before we go to that last task, just tell me, are you completing your task at home? All task is done so far you have been given for this week? Okay, good. So we were talking about the proper and the common noun. I told you that a noun is very simple. Let us repeat it very quickly, okay? So that it could be reinforced and you could have a good grip on the topic noun. Noun, I told you earlier that it is a name, very simple. When it is the general and not special name, then it becomes a common noun. General, when I say general or not special, it means the general or not special name of some person, place or thing. Okay, then it becomes what? Common noun. But when it is the specific or special name of a person, place or thing, then it becomes what? Proper noun. Okay, and we also discussed about the common noun like the girl, the boy, the man, the planet, the newspaper. These are all common noun, but when we give them some specific or special name, then they become what? Proper nouns. I told you that all the proper nouns are capitalized. Their first letter is capitalized. Okay, proper nouns, their first letter is capitalized. But common nouns, their first letter is not capitalized unless they begin a sentence. Their letter is capitalized only when they are in the start of the sentence or they are in some title. They have been used in a title of a book, of um, uh, of book or the name of a lesson, poem. You must be knowing the titles. You must have come through the titles of the books or the lessons or the poems. So when they come into the titles, then they are capitalized. Their first letter is capitalized. So and one thing more, if you if you use the names, the common names like grandfather, father, son, okay, and then you must be knowing that, or you can recall the story which we read in your fourth grade, Bobo Gets Punishment. Do you remember that story? Okay, do you remember the characters which were there in the story? The parrot, okay, the parrot's name was also there, and but more specifically the parrot was used there, the duck was used, Donna the duck, Fluffy the parrot, and there was the bear also, many animals. So there the bear, though the bear, the parrot, the duck are common nouns, okay, but do you remember their first letter was always capitalized while you were reading the text? Remember why it was capitalized? Because when we use common name in place of a proper name, then it becomes a proper noun and its first letter is always capitalized. Remember this rule, that if you use like grandfather, parrot, son, father in place of their name, then they become what? Proper noun, and they start with the capital letter. Keep this rule in your mind, okay? And I just want to ask one question from you people, because we did not discuss it in our meeting last time, or or even the meeting in the last week. You open your books on the page 22, and the third question, punctuate the following text and write it in your notebook. Remember to capitalize. Okay, have you done this exercise? Okay, if you have not done this exercise, you are supposed to do it, okay, on your book as well as on your notebook also as a classwork. Okay, you can read the rule here that remember to write it in your notebook. It means you're supposed to do this exercise in your notebook with all the letters as capital where they are supposed to be capitalized, the proper names. You can see the proper names here: Ahmed, Karachi, and then Aisha, again Aisha, Kitty, and there is also another kitty, then Badshahi Mosque, Lahore Museum, Aisha, they are all the proper nouns and their first letter is to be capitalized. Okay, and you can even see some of the subjects which are starting the sentence. When the subjects are starting the sentence, their first letter is to be capitalized. Fine. So I hope so that you can now make a difference between the proper and the common noun. Okay. Now let us move to the main topic of the day, and that is class. Class is what? What is a class? I know you all the participants have been muted, so you hardly would be able to tell me what is a class. Okay, in order to know the class, you must first of all know the sentence. Okay, let me tell you the sentence. You must be knowing the word order in English. Word order in English. I told you in your fourth grade that what is the word order in English? Subject, verb, and object. Okay, these three entities, when they are in a sentence, then they make a complete sentence. Okay, when these three entities like the subject, the verb, and the object are in a sentence, they make a complete sentence and give the sentence a complete sense. Okay, so but when any of these entities, like specifically when I talk about object is missing from the sentence, then it makes a class. Okay, so a class, like the sentence is a group of words, so the class is a group of words. But in a sentence there is subject, verb, and object, but in a class there is a subject, there is a verb, but object is missing in a class. Okay, only in a class we have a subject and a verb. So we can say that a class is not a complete sentence. Why? Because there is object missing. In a class the object is missing, so we cannot say that this is a complete sentence. Sometime, even with the presence of these two entities or these two parts like subject and verb, it gives a complete sense. Then we say that the class has become independent. Okay, it gives a complete sense. Like when I say I play, मैं खेलता हूँ. I sing, मैं गाती हूँ. I write, मैं लिखती हूँ. It is giving in a way complete sense. So we can say that this is an independent class, though the object is missing from here. But we say that because it is giving in some way complete sense, we can say that this is a class. This is a class, independent class. But anyhow, it is a class. Why? Because there is no object in it. Sometimes the clauses, even if there is only subject and verb, they do not give complete sense. They need some supporting clause, another clause with them, some other words with them to give them a complete sense. Okay, then we say that they are dependent clauses. Okay, like when I say every night before I go to bed, every night before I go to bed, this is also a clause. Like here we can say that I is a subject and go is a verb. Okay, but the object is missing or some sense is missing, that मैं हर रोज रात को जब बेड पे जाते बिफोर द बेड अब क्या करती हूँ मैं, what I do, that some part is missing from here, then I must say that this is a class, because it is not giving a complete sense. It has become what, dependent class, and it needs some other sporting class to make it or to give it a complete sense. So I would say every night before I go to bed, I read a book. I read a book. I read a book. I have added another class with it. I read a book. Rather, I read a book is a sentence itself, a complete sentence, because it has subject, verb, and object. So anyhow, I have mixed it up with a sentence, or if I mix it up with another class, then it would give a complete sense. So those clauses which do not give complete sense with a subject in them and a verb in them, we say that they are the dependent clauses. And those which have subject and verb, but anyhow their thought is complete, their idea is complete, we say that those are the independent clauses. Today I know it must be complicated, but it was necessary for to make you understand, okay? Because there is not only one category of the classes, there are so many other categories. We are not going to towards those complication because in this way the things would become very much difficult for you and you would just give up. That class is something very much difficult thing and we should stop learning about it. I just give you a small definition that a class is a group of words, okay? A class is a group of words and it has only a subject and a verb. And another way we can say that it is not a complete sentence, but only a part of sentence consisting of only a subject and a verb. Now I shall display some worksheets before you to make the meaning more clearer to you that what is the difference between a clause and a sentence. So until then, you please wait till I display the sheets before you. Yes, and please, one request which I wanna make to you, please, students, listen. Fifth grade students, I know you are very good students. Whatever I say to you, you act on it. Okay, you are very listening students and very good student and responsible student. Please, no scribbling on the screen on the sheets which are displayed because this way the things become invisible. Last time I noticed that whatever slides I displayed before you, many of the students were doing scribbling or rough drawing on them, so literally the things, the whatever the information was there, it became invisible. That is something so much sorry about and so much sad about. Okay, you must be careful. Okay, we are here for the learning process, not for the playing. Who is doing this scribbling or drawing on the sheets right now? Please stop it. I know you are very obedient and good students. Stop it, please. Whosoever is doing. Last time I noticed some of the students. I'm not naming them, but I know who they were. Now next time in the next meeting, I would name them. Stop this drawing, please, on the sheets and stop sharing your screen with me so that this learning process could go in a smooth way. Are you listening? Whosoever is doing this, I must notice his name. I would write his or her name and then I would drop him or her from the meeting because this is just the waste of the time. Please stop doing this drawing, please. Okay, please, can you see this sheet on your screen, this sentence sheet? Please thumbs up. Okay, very good. So the definition for the sentence is a group of words consisting of subject, verb, object, and it gives a complete meaning or sense. It means the idea or the thought is complete in a sentence. Uh, in order to know the class, we must first of all know the sentence, that what actually the sentence is, then it would make the things easier for you to understand what is class. Now you can see that in a sentence, I have given the examples. In a sentence there is a subject. You can see the examples. I play football. What is there? In the first example, subject I and the verb is play, then object is football. Second example, we can speak English. Subject is we, verb is can speak, and object is English. And the third example, the boy reads books. The boy is subject, reads is verb, and object is books. Then in the last one, the girl is singing a song. The girl is what? Subject, and the verb is singing. Object is a song. So you can see that all the entities, all the parts of a sentence are there: subject, verb, object. This means that this is a sentence because the word order is complete here. When the word order is complete here and all the entities are there, which are the requirement for a sentence, then we say that this is a sentence and the thought is complete, the idea is complete, this is a sentence. Fine. Now let us move to the next worksheet, and that worksheet is of class. No drawing, please. No rough drawings. Yes. Can you see the class? Thumbs up, please. give me the gesture if the sheet is displayed, class. Okay, good. Now you can see that what is a class? A group of words consisting of a subject and a verb. When we were in the last sheet, we read through that the sentence is a group of words consisting of a subject, a verb, and an object. But a class is what? A group of a group of words which has only a subject and a verb, and there is no object in a class. Okay, that's why we say that this is a class. Like you can see, I play. Okay, I play. In the first example, I is a subject and play is what? A verb. Then in the second example, we can speak. Again, we have a subject, we have a verb. Subject is we and verb is can speak. In the last one, the boy reads. The boy is a subject and the verb is what? Reads. Okay. So this is what these are the examples of the classes. I'm sure you must have come to know the difference. So have you come through the difference between the clause and the sentence? Is everything clear? What is a clause and what is a sentence? Clear? Thumbs up, please. A clause is a group of words consisting of only subject and verb, and a sentence is a group of words consisting of subject, verb, and object. Okay, and as far as the sentence is concerned, it gives a complete thought, a complete idea. A clause, it sometimes gives complete idea or complete thought, and sometimes it doesn't give. Okay, so this is the difference between a clause as a sentence. And now I have devised an activity for you people. What you need to do, let me tell you. You can see it on your gadget screen. What activity is there for you? Yes, here you have an activity. Please look at this sheet. You are supposed to make, can you listen me? Thumbs up, please. Everyone can listen to me? Okay, can you see this worksheet on your screen? Okay, good. Now, if you have your notebooks or if you can do it on your screen, you are supposed to write sentences using above verbs having subject and verb. Okay, I told you earlier that a sentence is a group of word which has a subject, verb, and object. Now you people are supposed to make sentences by your own using the verbs which you have been given above: play, read, write, buy, speak, eat. But remember, in a sentence there must be a subject, a verb, and an object. Fine. So make sentences, please, on your either on your notebook or or on the same screen. Fine, on the same sheet which I have displayed to you. And then you show me if you have made. Please do it. Take 5 minutes in making 5 sentences on some page, and then you can show the page to me. Make Write 6 examples of sentences using the verbs play, read, write, buy, speak, eat. Remember, in a sentence there must be a subject, a verb, and an object. Fine. Take 5 minutes in making these sentences, 6 sentences. If not possible to show me right now, but at least you can send me the image later on my WhatsApp just to show me that you have done this activity during this time. But do it right now and stop scribbling, please. Someone who is doing I write. Yes, are you doing? Thumbs up. Laila, are you doing? Take 5 minutes, please. Okay. Dear listen, whosoever has written this I write, I don't know what this word is, has written on the sheet, please remove it. Unshare it, please, so that the words or the information could be visible to all the students. Please remove it. Who has done this drawing on the sheet and still doing? Stop it, please. Good, very good. Very good. Yeah, that's like a good student. Very good. Thank you so much. Now carry on with your task, please.
जिसे पूछना होता है उसको
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes, Laila, you please tell me the sentences you have made. Yes, read through the first one.
I play with my ball.
Good, very good. Second,
He read a book.
very good, nice.
She
Okay, Laila, very good, very good. You have made two sentences quite right because you have used all the entities or parts of the sentence, and the rest you can give me the picture on my WhatsApp. Okay, the rest of the sentences I shall check there. Fine. Now, Zen. Yes, Zen, you share. Good, very good, Laila. Yes, Zen, you share your sentences with me.
The boys playing football.
Zen, say it loudly. I cannot listen to you. Though you are unmute, but I cannot listen your voice.
The boys playing football.
Say it loudly.
The boys playing football.
Okay, Zen, you send your these example sentences to me on my WhatsApp. Okay, take the picture and send to me on my WhatsApp. Fine, I shall check them. All those participants who are sitting here, please, when you have come up or finished this activity after the meeting, you send the picture to me on my WhatsApp so that I could know that you have known what the sentence is actually. Okay, Hassan, you share your sentences with me, please. Yes, Hassan, share the
I play
sentence.
football.
Yes,
I
very
play
good.
football very well.
Hmm.
The boys are singing with their father. The
Good.
girl, I'm writing my work.
Good, very good.
I am spending my beautiful time.
Okay, good. So you can also send me the picture, okay, of your activity on my WhatsApp. Fine. Yes, Musa. Musa, you tell me, please. Yes, Musa. You tell the example sentences to me you have made. Musa, I cannot listen to you. Are you speaking or just looking at the worksheet? Okay, Musa, listen. Your voice is not audible to me. You dear take the picture and send to me on my WhatsApp. I shall check it. Fine. Dania, yes. Dania, you share your sentences with me.
He plays with footballs.
Good. Okay.
Aisha eats vegetables.
Okay. Aisha eats. Okay. Thank you, Dania. Dania, you also share your all the example sentences on my WhatsApp. Okay. Yes, mine. Have you made the example sentences? Share with me. Any two example sentences. Any two.
They dance. We play.
No, this is a clause. This is not a sentence. Do you think there is an object also in this sentence?
No?
They dance. The second one was also did not have the object.
Sentence. No the object.
Yes, in a sentence there must also be an object to give it a complete sense.
She reads a book. She read a book. He swim in the pool.
Yes, mine. Share your sentences again. Any two sentences with me. But they should be sentences, not classes. Okay. Share with me.
She reads a book.
Okay, good. He reads a book. Very good.
She reads a book.
Okay.
He swims in the pool.
Oh, very good. Nice. Good. Yeah. Okay, listen students, now you can see this worksheet before you. This is of class, okay? Here you are required to make or write 6 examples of classes using these verbs tell, make, go, call, cry, find, okay? These are the verbs which you would use in a class. Earlier I have told you that a class is a group of words which has only a subject and a verb, but there is no object in a class. Fine. Now you people are supposed to, or you are required to write 6 examples of the clauses, okay, on the same page on which you are writing the examples of the sentences. Take 2 minutes to do this activity, please, and then share them with me, any 2 examples of your classes. Can you understand what I'm saying? Thumbs up. Okay, then please make or write the examples of the classes. One very important thing which I want you to listen to me. I have devised a topic for you for the speaking, okay? The speaking topic I would also transmit you on your Google Classroom, but let me share it with you. It is which profession you want to choose and why, okay? This is your speaking topic which you are supposed to make, and I would ask sometime we shall do this speaking activity in this meeting session, in Zoom meeting session, okay? So this is the topic which you must prepare during your weekend. Listen the topic again, which profession you want to choose and why. You can write as many lines on it as you can, okay? And you know that how we do this activity, this speaking activity. Many times you have practiced it with me in your last grade. And please stop making these drawings or rough drawings or